Hello everybody, Emma here again. So I was having a bit of a lazy day today, but because the questions and your response to the videos this week has been really lovely, and big thumbs up to Becky who mastered the ring sling today after last night's video, and a little bit more tips today. Yeah, so I decided to have a shower and get myself half dressed and do this video and answer some of the questions. So I'm going to start off with newborns again and close Caboo, and then I'm going to do older babies later, because I've had a question from, was it Michelle? I meant to check who that was before the video. So close Caboos are brilliant if you really don't like the tying of wraps. Here it is. So what you want to do, it can look a bit fiddly at first and not knowing where everything goes, and sometimes there's a bit kind of stuck through there and you're like, oh god, what's going on? So what you want to do is get the writing in front of you, and you can see the two rings, and pull out the tails. 1, 2, and it should be crossed over at the front. And so basically you're just putting it on like a t-shirt. So if you can see that, I've got the writing face up in front of me, and I'm putting one arm through that side, one arm through that side, and then opening it up, head in the middle. So I'm going to talk a little bit about baby's breathing once I've got baby in here. Because that is something that everybody worries about, like how will I know baby's breathing, and I think it does put a lot of parents, a lot of dads certainly that I've spoken to, they feel like it may be just too much of a risk. So what I'm doing is just unwinding all of this. You want these to be nice and big and wide for baby to sit in. So not having it too loose, not having it too tight. You kind of get a feel for it after the first few, but the great thing is with this is that you can pull the tails and tighten it up, but you just want enough space for baby to go in. So you drop in the one that's over the top. I drop that down off my shoulder, just kind of there, just to make space for baby to come in. So bringing in my baby with legs all tucked up. So this is the point when everyone kind of panics a bit, and you're like, oh no, what do I do? Where does baby go? Ah. And then the baby senses it, and the baby goes, ah, and freaks out, and then you go, oh no, my baby doesn't like it. Well, the baby does like it, it just feels a bit unsure, just as like you do. So I always say at this bit, just stop and have a little cuddle, and just take a breath, and just remember that you're not in any rush. So as long as it takes just to walk around, giving your baby a cuddle until they settle, just as you normally would, kind of walk around giving them a cuddle. And then you're slipping your hand in here. Oh, thanks for the thumbs up. So opening that out. So rather than pulling baby in, we're just like sliding them into the centre there. So I've still got that nice and loose. This hand is not pulling any legs. I see a lot of that leg pulling. So this is coming all the way across. Make sure this is across your shoulder, that's up to the back of baby's neck, and then this is tucking under to the back of that knee. Here we go. Same on this side. So that should feel supportive. Just on one side you've got that nicely opened out, and it's not kind of just on one side or just on the other. So one side should feel nice and supportive. Next side, so tucking your thumb in and just bringing that around that leg, up on your shoulder, and then opening it out again. So I've got a bit of loose here, so I'm going to pull that in there. And if you watched the ring sling video yesterday, it's quite handy to do the same thing with the close Caboo to make sure that all of this at the beginning is evenly spaced, so you can pull each side separately. So the thing about baby's breathing, because everyone goes, oh no, is baby's head okay? Nothing's going to happen instantly, you know. So just tying these up, and then there is the third layer. I will put that can go on, but in summer, and some people find that they're okay without it, it can be a great bit of extra security. We're going to go without it just for now, because I want to show you baby's face. So safety guidelines, visible and kissable. Always see baby's face and close enough to kiss. So you should always be able to get as well, like 2 fingers under baby's chin. What you don't want baby to do is kind of bury the face in there, which some naughty babies do. Not that you can get a naughty baby, but some babies do like to kind of try to shove the face in there. So again, it's not an instant panic. You wouldn't leave your baby there for a long period. It's the oxygen saturation levels would kind of go down over minutes, hours is what we're talking. And healthy newborns do kind of wiggle themselves and move the head around. Having said that, you know, you can have a wiggle as well. I wouldn't send anybody off with a baby's face covered. So you can kind of do all this, lean forwards, kind of get your hands inside, and this is the same for wraps as well, just kind of wiggling them over, and it depends which side they kind of settle at. So wiggling my baby over to that side. That's ideal if your baby's head is over to the side, and you can pull that down and go that way, just so you've got plenty of space there. So if baby's going from newborn like this, that's quite often how they're happy to settle with the head covered, because that's how they've been for 9 months, all squeezed and cuddled up. But once they're awake, and some babies from birth, when they're awake, they want the head uncovered, and they move the head in and out, and that's fine. That's tummy time. You know, the head is not unsupported there. It's not that you're kind of leaving it to dangle like that, you know, and instinctively that's what people do. You know, if you're leaning down, you kind of hold baby's head as you go down and come back up. Yeah, that's about it for close caboos. They're not quite as supportive as wraps, has to be said. And then to bring baby out, lifting under the arms, and out they come. So this is what I would kind of wear as well, to have a newborn around the house, and then put a cardigan on over the top, have as few layers as possible, just a bra or bare chest, maximum skin to skin coverage. Don't dress your baby, don't put baby grows on your baby, or a vest when you're around the house. And even if you're just having a little walk, I would say birth to 4 weeks, you want to have as few clothes on as possible, because that is extra layers of clothes. So you and your baby together, then layers around. Okay, so the question that came up as well today was older babies. I think it was Michelle, I hope I've got your name right, with a 16-month-old. And she sent me some pictures of baby forward facing on a hip seat, a carrier with a hip seat, and said it was really hurting her back. Don't have a 16-month-old doll. I do have my 5-year-old on call out. I've offered him chocolate biscuits, so he's going to come in a minute to do a demo. But just to show you the position, when baby's forward facing, the centre of gravity, it is going to pull you forward, especially with a 16-month-old. You know, any carrier that you use. Best one would be an Ergo 360, because that keeps baby in the bucket kind of seat, but still, you know, it is going to pull on your back. What you want to be doing is aiming for back carrying for a baby of that age and onwards, especially if you're doing it fairly regularly, because on your back they can kind of see what they need to see. Whoop. That position, so piggyback. Bigger they are, the higher they're going to come up in a buckled carrier. They can still see out and still get the closeness from you. So it's about choosing the right carrier. So I've got a few of the structured carriers that we have here, just to show you the difference. I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see it quite well enough on camera, because this is the biggest one that we have, which is the Becco Toddler, which is actually a preschool size. So as well as being really wide, it's got seat darts in it, which means the bum kind of sits down in this bit here, making it even wider than it looks. So I'm just going to compare it to the Boba 4G, which is a baby sized carrier. I should have brought the Becco Gemini up as well, so you can see there how wide. Can you see? Yeah, how much extra there is there. It's quite a big difference, and it does make a real big difference to how it feels to you as well. So my story is that I don't like to buy things. I don't like having extra things. And when Jake was like 18 months and I was carrying him every day on my back and I was still using the Boba 4G, it's still totally safe, and I was all right with it, so that's what I was using. But when I did upgrade, and mainly it was just so that I had a toddler sling for the Sling library in the early days of the Sling library, so going back like 8 years, and the difference was just absolutely amazing. Like the weight that I could feel from him, yeah, it was just much easier. So when you are back carrying, and you can back carry from around about 4 months, I always say start practicing a little bit sooner, because you're not going to master it. You're not going to go out or by yourself and do it for a good month or two. So when you start to think that you want to back carry, just start practicing. So I'm just going to show you what I would do. So from a hip carry, you're taking baby around, and you can just do this in the house. So from baby being, you know, 3 months old, just kind of wiggle them round and come back, and it's just getting used to that movement, and you're kind of sticking your hip out and bringing them as far around to the back. So it's a bit about your flexibility, how far your arm can reach, and a bit about baby getting used to it as well, because the next bit is to take that hand around to the back and flip them under, which is the scariest bit. Yeah, so you want to have your sling set up right, so backpack straps. And I will give Jasper a shout. Let's see if he comes. Jasper! Come here! Don't you chocolate biscuit? Come on.
Can I have a chocolate biscuit?
Yeah, but you have to be quiet. I'm doing a video first. They're both coming. I've lost somebody now. Just wait there, right. No. So I want to show you how easy it can be to carry a 5-year-old. So here's Jasper, 5.5. Up you go. I don't know if it'll be quite knee to knee, but when he gets bigger, this is what I do. I hold onto his hand. Same thing.
Jasper,
just stay still.
Down.
And then I'm just bringing that up so he can hold on, because he's so big. But let's see how far off. No, hold him. Stay in, Jasper. So let's tighten that up. And on that side. So for the people that are just tuned in, I'm just showing bigger children. I wouldn't usually carry Jasper. Just put your arms in, darling. Just put your arms in. Do you want your chocolate biscuit?
Yeah.
Bribery gets you everywhere. Put your arms in. Put them in the carrot. There we go. See how I pull it all the way up. So that's a 5-year-old.
I'm not a 5-year-old.
You're not, are you not? So imagine a 16-month-old in there, or a 2-year-old in there, how much easier that is. And it's not actually that far off knee to knee, but that's what we're always looking for, that really nice deep seat and well supported across the bum there. Okay, I think that was all the questions I had. I mean, it is something that I do workshops in, the back carrying, to kind of build up the skills slowly and give you the support. We also do give advice at the Sling meets.
I'm taking my chocolate biscuit.
Yes, take the chocolate biscuits. So we're back on the 5th of August, not the 3rd that I was saying before. And I think it's the 9th in Levenshulme, which is the Sunday. So please give us a thumbs up. Please share videos, share our events with your friends, invite them to like the page. We do have groups as well, and keep sending your questions.
And I'm still here.
Thanks for watching.